patent. What is that? Well, you can describe it as a private monopoly that is granted by the state to the patent owner for a limited number of years, and that is mostly around 20 years. So it is issued by national authorities, and you have to file for patent in each country where you want protection. And you do that in exchange for disclosure. You have to disclose the core elements of the patented intellectual property, which means you're basically writing an instruction book for how to build and construct that technology. And some firms have actually stopped using patents due to this, because they know that countries that do not respect patent law can take these documents and use it as an instruction book to copy their things. So that is something that you have to weigh and consider patenting things. The requirements of patent protection is that it has to be some kind of invention, and it has to be useful. It has to provide a desirable result, solve a problem. If it's technical, it's good if it's also possible to industrialize and have some kind of technical character, and it's reproducible. Since we said that it was supposed to be an invention, it has to be new, and it has to have some kind of inventive height, meaning that it should not be something that is so obvious that someone who's very familiar with the area and an expert in the area could easily come to the same conclusions and find the same solution. It has to be hard to develop this thing that you want to patent. And there are different kinds of patents. Utility patents, these are the US categories. The utility patent would be a process, a machine, or a manufactured item, or some kind of combination of materials that would fall into that category. Then we have the design patents, which is a protection of some kind of original and ornamental design for a manufactured item. And it could also be a plant patent, when someone invents or discovers and asexually reproduces a distinct new variety of plant, meaning that you produce this new plant artificially. It's not something that happened when you were tending to your plants in your garden. It's something that's actually you influenced. And the patent protection is strong, since it is protection for 20 years, and sometimes even longer for pharmaceuticals, which is very expensive to produce, so they need a long protection so that they can get a return on their investments. And the protection runs from the date of filing for protection, and after around 18 months the application is published and open for the world to see. And each year that you want to keep your patent, you have to pay a maintenance cost, and that cost is progressive, so it becomes more and more expensive as the years go by. If you want to apply for a patent in multiple countries, there are a few international corporations that facilitates this. One is the Paris Convention priority, and that means that if you apply for a patent in any member country, you enjoy the same benefits as if the inventor was a citizen in that country. And that goes for around 168 countries. And if you apply for a patent in one of these member countries, you have 6 to 8 months to apply for protection in the other countries, during which time you are protected from someone else coming and applying for the same patent. You have priority over them because you applied first in one of the member countries. Then we have the PCT, the Patent Cooperation Treaty, and that facilitates even further application for patents in multiple countries. If you apply for PTC, you have to apply for that specifically in one country office. This secures the right to apply for patent in any of the other member countries for up to 2.5 years. And this is good for you because in this way you as the inventor has the possibility to postpone the payment for all these patents. And you can kind of see how the technology works out. If you're granted the first patent and if you think that okay, this invention is actually something that has potential and I will regain my investment and I will earn returns for this, and then you can apply for the patents later on, and then perhaps you even have some more money that you can spend on patenting. But if you decide to apply, how do you do? Well, then you have to think about, well, how do I want to use this patent? And remember that even if you have some kind of solution that you find this is patentable, it might not necessarily have commercial value, so you might have to put that into your evaluation as well. And you have to consider, do I need to supplement this patent? Is this idea part of a larger system with many details? It might be that each of these need individual protection. And make sure that your invention works and is up to standard before you start the application. And make sure that no one else has patented this before. So you can go into the databases and see for the countries that you're interested in if there is a patent similar to your idea. And you can also look for patents for other reasons, perhaps like in your student project now. And here are some databases that you can look at. I will also put this list on the student portal so you can see. And here you can search for companies' patents, search for founders' patent, and you can open any patent, perhaps one related to your case study, and look at what are the key claims here. Who can apply then? Well, the inventor, of course, can apply. If you are an inventor who applies, that is both the inventor and the applicant then. But you can have transferred the invention to another person or a company, and that person or company then becomes the applicant. If you are not the inventor, then you must state how you got the rights to the invention. Did you buy it? Did you inherit it? Or was it a gift? It might be that there's one or more inventors, and a patent application can also have several applicants. In the application, you have to include, well, the application form as well, a description of the invention, one or more patent claims, an abstract, kind of giving an overview of what you're about to patent, some drawings if you need that, and the filing fee, because it costs money to file for a patent. You have to have some kind of description, explain your invention, state the invention's area of use, present the problem that's going to be solved, and state what the solution itself is, and describe how your solution is different from prior technologies. And there's limited scope to change or supplement the description afterwards, so pay attention and put down time and energy when you do this. If you're interested in this more in depth, please look in the book. and you can also look at the slides that I will put on the SharePoint. Thank you.